Hi, and welcome to PD6 Nuts channel. It's going to be a video about shotguns. I've recently been watching some videos where some people were really down on shotguns. I figured I'd mention here basically what I think about them, why I own them. First off, there's two big subjects we could talk about, which is bird hunting and skeet shooting. Those are self-evident. I'm not going to talk about those. Both are good reasons to own shotguns. But what I'm going to be talking about is really from like a prepper, self-defense type view. Okay? Are shotguns a good defensive tool? I would say yes. The thing I like about shotguns is guns like this can be had for under 300 bucks, and they are very effective at a lot of shit. Okay, this beast is like $1,000 and is a toy essentially. There are better ways to spend $1,000 on a Vepr, but it's really cool, so I had to have it. Anyway, the Mossberg 590, I got at a pawn shop for 300 bucks. The 870 I got on Arms List for $200. So if you hunt around, you can find deals like that. And at that price point, a 12 gauge is a gun that can kill anything in North America that moves. You know, depending on what you're shooting, bird shot to like 12 gauge slugs. There's a lot of wiggle room there. That can also have buckshot put in it and used to defend yourself. And is it the best defensive tool? No, it's not. It sucks, to be honest, compared to like a AK-47 or, you know, M16, whatever, you know, AR-15, whatever gun you want to insert there. The shotgun pales in comparison. Okay. Mainly because the ARs, AKs, and all the rest of that shit have capacity and range on a shotgun. However, if you were going to start prepping for a disaster for $1,000, a $200, you know, 870, or if you wanted to buy a new gun, the H&R Partner pump is a very close clone of the 870. A gun of that, what's the word, heritage or family would be a good gun to buy. And so would the Mossbergs. 590s are hard to find for the price I found this one, but you can get like a Mossberg that looks about like this gun for 200 bucks. You can get a Winchester that looks about like this for about 200 bucks. Go to your local pawn shop and look at shotguns. You will find some cheap ones. So, and basically, if you buy a cheap shotgun, it's gonna have a bird barrel. Okay, go buy a hacksaw. It should be like 10 bucks. And cut the fucking barrel off. Okay, that would be my advice. You can still work with a shotgun with a short barrel for hunting. You can't really work with a shotgun with a long barrel for defense, in my opinion. Especially not like a 30-inch bird barrel or something like that. It's too long. So, preferably, you'd want to keep that bird barrel and then buy another barrel. And that's where Mossberg would really shine, because you can get a Mossberg barrel at Academy, the little home defense barrel, for not much money, like 90 bucks. But anyway, if you do that in your $1,000 budget, you still have, you know, $700-800 left to buy other shit like food and whatnot. I would definitely buy a gun if I was going to spend $1,000 to be ready for, you know, some sort of disaster. And I think the shotgun is the gun I would buy if I had no guns. If you already have some rifles and a handgun, don't buy a shotgun for that, you know? Spend the extra money on other stuff. But I'm just assuming in that scenario that you don't have any guns. Okay. So, as far as like combat uses for the shotgun, I think they're really pretty limited. I kind of like a shotgun for home defense. I've heard a lot of people say, you know, high velocity rifles. If you hit what you're aiming at. Oh, sorry for the yawn. Oh, it's early. Anyway, I've heard a lot of people say high velocity rifles for self-defense inside a house, because if you hit what you're aiming at, the projectile doesn't have very much energy and it's going to stop pretty fast. I sort of agree with that, but I sort of kind of go back to, what if you miss? Okay? And no matter what, if you're using birdshot in a shotgun, that is the best choice for not killing people in the next room. And I'm also going to tell you, you know, like that shotgun right there has reduced recoil buck in it. Because I got a bunch of it cheap. It's the only reason why. And for my scenario where I am, that works. If I was in an apartment, I would run nothing but birdshot. And for people who say birdshot isn't good for self-defense, well, at point blank range, birdshot is devastating. Okay, especially multiple rounds of it. Birdshot will blow a 2x4 into a million pieces at close range. So you're telling me that something with the force to blow a 2x4 into fucking splinters, that's useless for home defense. That's bullshit. Okay? Is it the best choice? Do you have range? No, you don't. It's a point blank contact weapon. That's what shotguns are. Okay? Adding buck or slugs really doesn't add that much to the range. I hear people talk about using slugs all the time and how far you can shoot them. I've shot slugs at 50 yards before and they're pretty accurate. I think you could probably stretch that out a little bit, but it's not going to get you to 200 yards. It's, you know, probably 100, 150 yard gun tops. 150 yards, it's going to be arcing like a fucking artillery shell. That's my opinion. So they're close range guns, and if you work within the parameters that they have, I think they're viable. And I'm not telling you in this, you know, the shotgun's the ultimate survival weapon. You should go own your 20 of them, and that way you'll be ready for the zombie apocalypse. No. If you want a real weapon, go buy a rifle that takes at least 30 round magazines. That's a much better weapon than this. However, shotguns are cheap and they do some interesting things, and like this gun here would be a hell of a survival gun. It's got rifle sights on it, you can shoot slugs out of it. It's got a modified choke, so you could shoot birdshot fairly well out of it, even though it's only a 20-inch barrel. It's a decent, you know, catch-all type of gun. And if you're wondering why it's set up this way, guys in Vietnam carried guns that looked very similar to this. The gun itself was a little different, but I was just kind of wanting a gun that kind of looked like that because I think those are cool. That's why it doesn't have the extended tube and all that shit. That and on a gun for survival, whatever, you really don't need the extended tube. I mean, if you're talking about urban survival and you're going to be, you know, in gunfights, yeah, you want the extended tube. But this is like a wilderness survival type shotgun. And that's another area where shotguns do really well, in my opinion. You might say, well, I can carry more ammo for a 22. Yeah, but I can kill a lot more things with a shotgun. Okay, if you get attacked by a bear and all you have is a 22, you're going to really regret that. Okay? Deer, elk, moose, anything of medium size or bigger, a shotgun is much better than a 22. But yet you can put birdshot in a shotgun and hunt ducks or squirrels or rabbits or whatever you can hunt with a 22. And I say, well, the ammo's heavy. Well, 22 ammo's pretty fucking heavy too. Yeah, but I can have 1,000,000 rounds. Well, you're not going to carry 1,000,000 rounds with a 22. You're going to carry a couple hundred, okay? Because carrying more than that would be stupid. maybe 3, 4, 500 max. The shotgun, you're not going to carry that much, but I don't know, I think the versatility is worth the trade-off personally. We covered prepping, home defense, wilderness survival. Fun. I've heard a lot of people say shotguns aren't fun to shoot. I don't think that's true. I think shotguns can be pretty fun, especially if you got something like this. It's extremely fun. Oh, sorry, I get thinking about what to say next. Yeah, in short, the shotgun is a pretty decent gun for not a whole lot of money that does a lot of fairly interesting shit. I mean, name another gun that can do as many things as a shotgun can do for $200 or $300. There isn't one. I mean, that's why I think everyone should own at least one shotgun. I hope you guys liked the video. Be sure to thumbs up, subscribe, and do all the rest of that crap, and I'll see you guys in the next one.